doing well. Happy new month again, November 2nd. Just know we have less than 60 days to the end of the year. So what was your ultimate goal? Chandelier. Yes, I'm singing. When I what? Yes, Stuart. Morning, Kenneth. Yeah. I hope you guys are having a good morning. I've taken my way to the main road, and I'm surprisingly late. Yeah, there was jam somewhere. She caught us for like 10 minutes. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about the parking, day and night parking. Yeah, I have two approaches that I'm going to be taking. I'm going to take the approach of you using the parking, day and night parking as a person. Take your car, park it there, take your motorcycle, park it there. Or take the approach of actually owning one as a business, because I understand there are people that are still thinking, okay, what kind of business can I do that is still related to cars? And of course the parking, night parking is one approach for you to take. You know, I was sharing last time that real estate can be approached in your own way. Some people, real estate is buying and selling houses. To some people, morning, Mr. Mugerwa. So to some people, real estate is buying and selling land. To some people, real estate is renting houses. To some people, real estate is renting land. You get it? To Airbnb is renting things that don't even belong to them. That's Airbnb. To Uber, real estate is them hiring out your car to someone else, and then for them they take a commission from you. So real estate can be approached in so many ways. You just have to find your spark. Yeah, so we all know a parking space. As we grew up, we saw places where people parked cars and they pay. Personally, one of the reasons why I went ahead to build my first house was one, where I was renting. Of course, there was parking space, but these people had conflicts. So the neighbor where my car would pass to go to park in my own compound, the neighbor cut it off and he said to sort of motoka, and then I had to start paying parking. I was paying 2,000 every day. Let us send, which translates to 60,000 every month. So it translates to 60,000 every month. They are black. And I found that to be a wastage of money. And well, that's how I actually decided to go ahead and build my own house where I would not have to pay for parking. And yeah, I find it to be very uncomforting to own a car, and yet you still have to pay parking for it. And most of the times, of course, people that own cars are not really using them commercially, so it's not a business car, especially when it's not a business car. I find it to be stressful for me, so that's how I went And then my first house still had challenges because nali nazimba wansi wa lusozi, downhill, not at the very bottom but in the middle there, and whenever it rained I'd get trouble bringing the car up. So I decided that okay, this wasn't the life I signed up for. Okay, this is not the life I wanted, and that's how I went ahead and built 35 kilometers away from town. There, my car can reach properly. I have a compound where I can park more than 6 cars. Yeah, so of course that's a good thing, right? So no paying for parking. If I have a chance to actually buy more cars, or if I get donations of cars, then I have a place to park so many of them. So for me, parking for me as a person, it's me who is taking my car to park it there, and I pay daily. I find it to be very discomforting. For starters, if you park in a parking lot where you pay 2,000 day and night, then you're paying 60,000 every month, which translates into 720,000 every year. I find that 720,000 every year is a lot of money. It can do a lot. It's a bag of cement. But I cannot help but see a bag of cement in everything, because I find that a bag of cement goes a long way. So 720,000 is what you spend on parking every year if you pay 20,000. But I understand there are parking lots where you pay 2,000 every day and 1,000 every night, and there are actually parking lots where you pay 2,000 every day and 2,000 every night, 4,000. You get it? So for the guys that have cars, that's why I was telling you guys, it doesn't make sense to actually buy a car. So you'll be parking a car there for what? You get it? You get it? But for me, it doesn't make sense. You get. So that's how I went and built, because of parking fees. Some people will say, I thought him copy. Maybe in demo copy. And Makia was driving the car every day. So the 2,000 was for night. Actually, it's 2,000 at night, 1,000 during the day. You get. So I found that it did not make sense. I still find that it doesn't make sense as a person that simply drives your car every day. If you're using the car for business, or Uber, you're a special hire driver, these guys that have taxis, those cars can pay parking. Let it pay. You drive it for your personal, you get, it doesn't make sense. Actually, instead of paying a 60K every day for parking, you top up on the rent and find a place that has parking space. You get. Now, the other reason why people take their cars in parking lots is, one, because we're safe. They live in places that are not safe. Number plate can be plucked off and taken. Things in the car can be stolen. Now, normally I find that the solution there is shift. I had so many reasons for actually building my own house. One reason was, of course, the parking fees. The second reason was that I got robbed. Musayo ino bwangu bungi nnyo. Otegeera nnyo. I'm teaching people lessons. I'm teaching that Musayo lesson. That bonnemeso kugenda maaso nga ngenda maaso buli akuli maaso. I could actually even stop here. What? Adrenaline. You don't know the meaning of adrenaline. Labajali kati abadde afaachi. I can't even stop to tell him. So, adrenaline. Tuzeyo ku parking lot. 720,000 kakati. Two reasons. I was robbed. No man ajja nansika kesimu. I was driving. Of course I was in my local nga wembeera. And omwana nansika kesimu. I left the car ne mugoba ku bigere and I got him. When I got him, of course abantu bamukuba nnyo. They beat him up. Apparently the father was also in the local. So the father came and they collected money. They gave me money to buy another phone. Because normally what happens with those thieves about the SIM is that tari taba yeka. So he grabs your phone, gives it to another, another gives it to another, and like that. Muge no mukwata ngatamanyi na simu jeri. You get. So they gave me money to buy a phone. But that very night, I actually drove someone, delivered and dropped them somewhere, and I came back. Nali ngula Rolex kubo. The gang yabbe simu yange ne bajja ne bankuba. And I started living in fear because it was a gang. They all held me responsible for the beating of their friend or their gang mate. So that's the other reason why I shifted. One, because if the place where I live cannot be safe for me, I'm not going to live there. So that's why normally I tell people, if you have a car and you live in a location where you find that a wakao waliwo parking, but you cannot park there because then why are you living in that area? Shift. Go to a safe place. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense for you to keep looking outside the window. And when I shifted to Kasangati, and that place was very safe. There is no day that I found my number plate gone. There is no day I found I never found that issue. You get. So if you find that the place is so unsafe for you to put your car in the parking lot, shift. Okay? I've given you another reason to not put your car in the parking lot. So go to a place that is safe. The difference in rate is like 100k, of which you're paying 60k for a car. And sometimes you guys, the people that park their cars in parking lots, he drives the car to a parking lot and then they take a border to home. So you find that you pay 2k for parking lot, you pay 2k for a border every day. So in actual sense, you think you're paying 2k for parking, but you're actually paying 4,000 for parking. 4,000 times 10, that's 40,000, times 20, that's 80, times 30, that's 120. So multiply it in a year, and you're paying 1.4? That's a lot of money. It can do a lot for you. You get it? So shift. Yeah. Of course, the upside is that when you park your car in the parking lot, you can actually instruct the guy Yakuma parking lot to wash it for you. You get. You can instruct the person that guards the parking lot to wash it for you. But I'll give you a scenario. When I had just moved to Kasangati, I had a neighbor of mine. He was a contractor. He would get contracts to build houses. He was quite successful. He drove a Primo. And he told me a story of he used to move with money to buy materials. And because he used to put the car in the parking lot, he found it that it's safer to leave the money in the car. So he would leave 13 million, 20 million in the car because he thought, okay, the parking lot is actually safe. So I can leave my money here in the car and it is safe. So at the time he would leave 13, leave 20 million in the car and all that. Until one day, he found the money gone. But you know, he found the car locked properly. But he found 5 million gone. And he could not hold anyone responsible. Do you know why? Because however much you pay for parking, cars are parked at owner's risk. Just check out all the places where we park our cars. You'll find that majority of the times, akapande we kariao, parking is at owner's risk. So you parking in a parking lot does not guarantee the safety of your car. Chances are high that you can even find nga number plate bajibieko And the parking lot guard will tell you, and you cannot penalize that person. Because nebono penalizing, most of the times those guys don't actually have money to pay you. So it's important for you to know that there is no guarantee that your car is actually safe in the parking lot. There are times cars have been stolen from parking lots. Some parking yards are annoying. Their receipts still say parking. Yes, because they are not going to take. Let me tell you. Okay, when we get to the part of the business of the parking lot, then I'll tell you why they don't take risks. The parking lot guy is not going to take a risk of saying, "Oh, parking is a million, so if you find that it's gone, I'll pay you money." There is no parking lot guy that will say, "Your car is 5 million. If you find your car gone, I'll give you 5 million. Or I'll help you find your car." That's too much risk for them. Because you're paying this person 2,000 shillings, and you want them to take the risk of keeping your car safe. Because they're also humans. He will actually tell you, "Msirikali yabadde yebas." Oba they will tell you, "Msirikali bamukubye California. Nibatwale mmotoka." You get? So it's important for you to understand that actually the parking lots don't keep your car safe. They don't keep anything safe. So that neighbor of mine, he lost 5 million like that. So because he had lost 5 million, he decided to actually keep the car at his rental. They had like a small parking there his car could fit. But you know, it's a funny thing. I think it just comes when the period is bad for a man. The period is just bad. He had a Primo Super. And you know, I've told you before, there are cars for me I don't buy because the risk is too much, just owning it. The Primo Super is too much risk. The Primo generally. The Primo is, you know, when I used to own a Primo, I had just moved to my new home. And for me, to keep it safe, it had an alarm, it had a tracking device, but still, I would first lock with the alarm, make sure the car is locked, yeah? Then, go, open the bonnet, and then remove the fuse, the ignition fuse. You get? So that if someone actually manages to go past the alarm system, they cannot start because the car will not ignite. And if they manage to figure out that it's the ignition switch that is not working now, and they fix a wire there, then at least I can find them with the tracking device. Primo was a sleepless night for me. So I find that anyone that owns a Primo has a heart. So that neighbor of mine decided that since parking in the parking lot was not safe anymore, he would start parking his car at home. And you know what happened? He woke up one day, all the lights were gone, in front, behind, all the repairs are here were gone, the radio was gone, the Formica was gone. You know the Formica for Primo is very expensive. Oh! So I'm driving past that morning and I see the motoka teina chintu chonna. So unfortunately when natuka kumulimu, I locked my key in the car. So I had to go back home and find a spare key. So I took a border and I found him. He was going to town, so he gave me a lift, and he had just replaced everything and he put an alarm. Yeah, tumara kwe corner. So that's when he puts an alarm. And then from the time he put an alarm, actually he got no thieves, because normally the alarm sensor, when a person knocks, when the person taps your car, the alarm goes off. So from that day, things were never stolen from his car again. He was safe. Yeah, so that's another thing. But parking lots are not safe. Normally, actually after things got stolen from his car, he shifted, which is what I tell you. If you find that the neighborhood you live in is not safe, shift and go to a safe neighborhood. And that's what I've been doing all along. Me, I don't live in an unsafe neighborhood. I believe those guys are the very guys who take people's lights, wing mirrors behind tires of SUVs. Yeah. So you mean that even behind tires of SUVs get stolen? That's new news. That's news for me, because I thought that spare tire really has it's too much work to be. Hey, they steal them. And normally the spare tires behind on the SUVs are actually worn out, so it's posing a rim. But anyway, so the parking lot is just like that. So you need to understand one thing about parking lots. Parking lots is not a high capital business. You don't need a lot of capital to actually start a parking lot. And because you don't need a lot of capital to start a parking lot, you can't expect someone that started their business with 1 million or 2 million to keep your car safe. You get? They do. I actually find that sometimes they are doing you a favor. The steel rims are better. Me, I personally removed the alloy wheel rims from my car and I put steel rims because they are safer. You're right, bro. Primo things are stolen. Even those new model Corollas, they filled as Alex. Are you sure? Okay, I'm not. Yeah, I live in a safe neighborhood anyway. So, so parking lots are actually not safe. You can't expect someone that started their business with 2 million or 3 million to guarantee the safety of your 10 million car. You buy a Harrier for 10 million. That's why I find it strange that someone doesn't have a parking space where they live. And yes, it moved. No, wait. Mommy is going to remove it for you. Wait. So I find it strange that someone that doesn't have a parking space where they live buys a car of 40 million. I find it very unrealistic. Now, the advice I give here is not financial advice, guys. This is my opinion. So don't take it personal when I talk about something that touches you. I find it odd that omuntu nga woso tewali parking. Ogule moroke ye million ana, ye million asatu. Okitegeera ogitwala ogiteke mu parking lot yo omuntu yatandika business ye ne million 2 mbugwa akukuumire mmoroka ye million ana. You get it? You actually come out of the car, you talk to them, you brag to them ngabo ogule mmoroka ye million ana, you brag nge mmoroka yo bwenyu emitwalo 5 olunaku ngoba what 2000 every day, and you expect that if this person is looking through your window n'alengera emitwalo 3 tamenya oluggi n'azibbamu. You get it? So some of these things, but this is my opinion though. Thank you very much, Aban. I find that if you're going to to buy a very expensive car, first prepare where to keep it actually. If you're going to be buying a car at 40 million, go rent an apartment in a neighborhood that is safe. A neighborhood where you will actually have parking space for your car. Parking. I find that why are you buying an expensive car when you're going to park it somewhere for 2,000 and then take a border for 2,000 to get to your apartment or to get to your muzigo? You get it? Me, I would rather I buy a cheaper car and rent a better place, or have a cheaper car. These guys have snack? They do?
But are you taking money?
No. So I find that it's a much better option. Like Martha is buying her Ipsam. Hey, again I'm going Ipsam here. I'm parking on which is safe. So I don't find why are you buying Alex or you parking ngobera bwayise. You get, because Alex amatara bagenda gabaka abe yukuchu, probably someone yamusabye amatara ga Alex yesterday and hey excuse me guys. So yes, I'm back. So I find that some things need to actually be making sense.
You have all the money.
Yeah, what payers too? Sorry, let me see. Sorry, mom is going to put medicine. So guys, the other thing you need to, by the way, thieves never target old model cars. You get a lot of peace when you buy like say 98. Hey, Barros, me, I'm driving my 2001 model Corolla until I get a lot of money. You guys don't have snack today. What is mommy going to do for you? She didn't park. So I think it makes sense, you guys. Parking lots are not safe. Yes, they are not safe. You see, even multiplex here, we pay like 1,000 every hour, but still parking at owner's risk. I don't know if I have a receipt here of multiplex. I paid. Actually, for them, they don't even have to say, because we're parking a Mochibuga. They don't even have to say that parking is at. Aha! It's here. I went to. You guys can't read. Focus. So I just went to buy some things from First Pharmacy and I parked. Vehicles are parked at owner's risk. Cash payment to attendants and enforcement is prohibited. The agency is empowered to deal with defaulters, assisted with cases by KCC and police. Non-payment of parking beyond 48 hours will attract a surcharge of 2,000. I hope that makes sense. Actually, on top of not protecting your car when you pay parking, they can charge you for not paying immediately. You get the same thing happens with parking lots. If you buy a car and you don't drive it, and you park it in a parking lot, let's say you guys, for example, that go abroad, you parking it in a parking lot for 6 months. That's a minimum of 3,000 every day for the 6 months that your car is parked there. You reach and you have parking fees of like 800,000, which is quite much. You get, so it's important that you actually include the math in your system. I've told you guys, for the guys that have just come, I've told you that for me, one reason I shifted was because my neighbor, because I would pass through his compound to go to where I parked in front of my house. You know those old apartments is also okay. You go through someone's compound to go to a next compound to go to the next. But apparently they were brothers, and one brother of their apartment that was first sold. And because he sold, this person, all this place was for the new owner. So to go to the other house, you had no road. So my neighbor stopped me from going through his compound, and I had to start paying for parking. It was very discomforting. 60,000 every month was too much for me. So I went, and of course I had mentorship. I bought a plot, and then when I got robbed, which happens in so many neighborhoods, I decided that okay, now this is not my kind of neighborhood. I need to go. That's when I built my first house in Kasangati, and I shifted. And I never experienced robbery in Kasangati. I never experienced paying for parking in Kasangati. Apart from the time that when it rained, I would not go down and come back up because I was living downhill. And then I decided that, okay, this is not the neighborhood I want to live in. Now, when I was looking for a new plot to buy, I went in places near Kampala. Normally what people want to buy, 2 kilometers from the main road, bichi. And all these places were not planned, Ochtegera. And I wanted to live in an organized environment where almost everyone ngatali bubi, Ochtegera. And that's how I ended up 35 kilometers from town. It's an estate, like I've showed you before, and almost everyone in that neighborhood, actually in our neighborhood, tell you muntu goja government to yesobola. Because first of all, living in that neighborhood alone, chiku mpima, Ochtegera. Mom is going to buy you sumbusa. So you guys, in normally in the neighborhood where I live, one of the reasons why I chose, they showed me plots nearer, but I chose that neighborhood because it seems safer. Everyone first of all minds their business. Transport it weeds out the people that are going to come and steal lights from your car. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. There are neighborhoods where to live there. Yeah? To live there, because most of the times people that steal lights from the cars are in the neighborhood. Akuyitako bulina kunala bimotoka ina hari yakawundo nencha na hari yakawundo parking sawa bweziti ava always, so they learn to time you. But in neighborhoods, take for example, I'll give you an example of neighborhoods like Muyenga. Now those are neighborhoods where you would rarely, of course, Upper Muyenga, not because I know I studied on bursary in high school, so we were in school with kids that came from Muyenga, that side of Muyenga. But there's the other side of Muyenga. That side of Muyenga, it doesn't mean that everyone that is there is rich, but that neighborhood only, the living in that place alone cuts off people. Abajja okubetala alitunde emitwalo 5 okitegeera, because 50,000 yonga yo 50,000 doesn't do much for them. So kati patunye tale di emitwalo 5 anonya ne wagendo ditunanga tamanyi yo, because they are busy working. So that's one of the reasons you would want to move in a good neighborhood. That's why I moved 35 kilometers. Chobola until I drive akatemerera ako konna aketaka nenkavuga, because I'm going to a place where I know it's going to be quite safe. Okitegeera. But still, even the neighbors, the few neighbors that have actually moved in, tebali bubi. That's one of the reasons why I moved from Kasangati to that place. And also in Moroka and Katietuka, I have parking for like 8 cars. Right? Not that I'm going to buy 8 cars, but I'm just trying to show you one reason why it's a good thing to actually move nova mu Chibuga wano mu Kanyigo. So, but those are my opinions though. Someone else will come and tell you another thing. I've seen guys on TV that say tozimba nge nyumba ngatonna gaggawala. But we have to understand that not all of us will end up rich. And not all the people that we see thinking that they are rich. But most people that come to TV batulimba musimanya sente zali zimbye nyumba milioni 3 zikwate ziteke mu dduuka edduuka lizaale bw'oligaggawala ozimbe bw'otaligaggawala. Now me, one of the reasons I built was because I've lost money in businesses before. Nokwate milioni 25 nozisa mu business nga zikendera bukendeza, and Uganda's economy is unpredictable. Sente zikendera bukendeza omwaka no don't do that. Omwaka kugenda okuggwako nga tokyalinawo yadde ekikumi ngoga business yanalagana milioni 15 abiri nga teriiwo. So normally that's why you find that people actually go ahead and build their houses, because akimanyi agizimbye tegenda kuggwaawo. It appreciates. Actually, houses appreciate in value. The reason why people tell you houses depreciate is because most of the times when people decide to sell their houses, baba kuchisenge najitunda mangu najitunda rahisi okitegeera. Naye abantu abatunda amayumba, people that in the business of constructing houses and selling them, they make a lot of money because enyumba appreciates in value buli lunaku okitegeera. So anyway, today we are talking about parking lots, and of course the parking lots led me to that conversation. So but one thing for you to note is that parking lots are expensive for you as a car owner. Okuja kwenye Morocco ya business. Okitegeera. And now for me normally you can find a way of maneuvering not necessarily parking. How? By finding neighbors abayina parking. Ogende mugambe bana neighbor but there's a parking ako. For me, if my neighbor came to me and said, because I have a fence and most of my neighbors don't have fence. Okay, bye. See you. So most of my neighbors don't have fences.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye. So most of my neighbors don't have fences. And if a neighbor came to me and asked me, may I park in your place, in your compound, I would not say no, because it's a neighborly thing to do. So sometimes, instead of paying for parking, what if neighborhood, what was someone that has a place for you to park? Go and talk to them. Omugambe why? But there's some parking. Sina centers are parking. It's very hard for you to find a neighbor that will say no to you. Abantu abemiti maybe batono nnyo mu Uganda wano. Okitegeera. I'm not saying that everyone will say yes to you, but of course you will find someone that will say yes to you. Or parking in Morocco so that you don't pay for parking. Yeah, personally find that paying 720,000 or 600,000 a year for parking, 600 can do a lot, by the way. For people like me that have built houses on low budget, I totally understand that it can do a lot. So that's one way for you to cut parking fees. The other way is to actually rent a house that has parking space. Oleme kubeera nga osasula sente za parking bino ane mokayo bobogira bakongo ofuluma mfuluma edirisa bose n'ogirengera. It's actually safer than when the car is parked 2 kilometers from where you are. I know a friend of mine who built a house, but because he built in an unsafe neighborhood, he comes, he parks the car in a parking lot, and then narinya border ya 13 to get to his home. Kakati aho webuuza, why do I have a car? Why do I have a car? Yeah, but there are plenty of people that do that. That's why I'm telling you, if you're going to move to a safe neighborhood. It's always better to be in a safe neighborhood. Wosobola okubanga abaana bo balina akagaali ne bakaleka mu parking n'okasanga wencha. But if you're in the kind of neighborhood where omwana wo bw'aleka akagaali mu compound tekawezaawo saawa, that's a bad neighborhood. So away from the parking lot as a user, because for you as a user, parking lots are actually a danger to you. Why? Bajja kuba mama mafuta mu tanka yo, and you will not know. Abana balina omusuma gwe basumule yiwansi ku tanka n'aganyuunyuntamu okitegeera, and before you know it obutalatala, those small indicators that are on the matamai, those small indicators can be stolen. The original side mirrors can be stolen. You get it? And those are small things you may not even know. Your car can get scratched okitegeera while in the parking lot. Money can get stolen from your car. That's why they say parking at owner's risks. They even tell you don't leave precious belongings in the car. But me at home, I can leave precious belongings in the car and I'll find them there tomorrow morning. But also the matter of privacy. In parking lots, you don't have privacy at all. So away from that, together to the parking lot as a business. Because you realize that for us people that are passionate about cars, there are so many avenues for you to use your car as real estate. Not even your car, your love for car as real estate. Like I've told you in the beginning, real estate can be looked at in so many ways. For some people, real estate is buying and selling land and houses. For other people, it's buying and renting houses and land. And they all make their money. For me, real estate for me is I buy a website, I develop a website, and then I rent out space. My YouTube channel is real estate. Because soon, a brand like Toyota Uganda will want to reach people like you. And for them to reach people like you, they have to come and rent space from me, from my YouTube channel. For me, that's real estate. So real estate can be looked at in so many ways. Airbnb, they manage a real estate business. They don't even own houses. But, well, they run a real estate. Uber, they run real estate. They don't even own cars. But they rent out cars. You get? So real estate for the love of cars, for the lover of cars like you, if you're in a neighborhood that seems unsafe for people, and there is a free space, I know people that rent full houses and it's a fence, and they rent that house for like $1,900,000. If you have space for like 10 cars, you could actually start your parking lot business. You get it? It doesn't take a lot. You pay, of course, you pay a license of I think 100,000 a year to the city council, over 200. You pay license to allow you to run a parking lot business. And I know parking lots where people pay 5,000 every night. Why? People are willing to pay a lot of money to keep their belongings safe. I've told you guys before that a car is an asset. A car, you see that man there driving that Lexus. For you look at him as driving a Lexus. He's going to a meeting where just him getting out of that Lexus, just getting out of that Lexus, bali abantu bagamba tumwe business. Unamanyi sente, yakwata da sente. For some people, driving cars is not just a luxury. For them, driving cars means business. You get? That's why some people, you'll find that there are people that atavuga moto kikawansi wa Harrier. Why? Because the Harrier gets them business. You'll find that for them, sente zaakoleramu ever. Buli diru jakufebera million 10, million 2, million 10, million 2, million 10, million 2. Why? Because the clients that he deals with are high ticket clients, and just driving them in that car. Oh, you're going to town. Come, let me give you a ride. Client that's why you find Kampala, because they have this mentality in Africa that omuntu omunene nnyo yabane sente. That's a mentality. Omuntu alina olubuto abane sente. Omuntu omunene abane sente. Omuntu ayekubya akawowo abane sente. Omuntu ayambadde suuti abane sente. That's a mentality we have. So some people maintain those cars, and they are willing to pay as much as 10,000 a day. I know parking lots in town where people pay 10K to park there from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Ninga sasula mutwalo je mitwalo asatu omwezi. Just a day. Ninga aji parking out because their car is precious to them. So parking it in a safe place is important. Waliwe baji protecting it. You get? At the airport, I think we pay. At the airport, we pay 5,000. Boeing 5,000, and they'd be billing 5,000 every hour. But there's a time I was traveling. I was during the lockdown. No, it was 2021, a little after the lockdown. So I find it awkward to get someone to pick you up from the airport, drop you. I find that they will expect money from you. They come to pick you up, they drop you as friends. They expect you to come with shopping for them. Katfawagenda ku trips that don't have a lot of money. I found it, I was going for like 3 days. I was traveling where? I don't remember the country where I was going. But I was traveling, so I drove, then I still had a Primo. So I drove my car Primo and parked it at the airport in that safe parking, the long-term parking. I parked there, it was only 3 days. So I parked, and when I came back, I paid over 20. I paid 30 I paid 40,000 or 45. You get? I find that it's cheaper than getting someone who is going to pick you from the airport and they expect you to give them 100,000. You get, because of Aweru. So they expect you to give them 100k. You get? So for me, some people are willing to pay that much money to keep their cars safe. And I found my car safe. Of course, I found the tire almost running out of pressure, but it was safe, so I just drove myself home. And by the way, for you guys, there are guys I know that they go to Dubai to kusubura things, and they come back, and you don't want everyone to know to drive your car, drop it at the airport, pay for long-term parking. You go with your ticket, so no one, a person that doesn't have that ticket, that's what you get. So park your car. If it's a week, go travel wherever you go, come back, drive your car, go home. They will think about dogs up country good. If is a thing. So but parking lots as a business, it's a thing, by the way. If you can get actually a parking lot very advanced, where people actually get automated tickets. You see, as you go to the airport, there's those, even Makerere University, I think. And I think there are so many places that have such now, where you just go. I think Garden City has it as well. There are places that have it now. Someone just presses a button as they get in. They take their plastic card. Now, normally an hour is free. But then after the second hour, you start paying. If you can get a system like that, there are people that have land. You can actually create a parking lot there, and people pay you to keep their cars safe. Which again, now just imagine you get you have a parking lot of 20 cars, and each car is giving you 3,000 a day. That means you make a minimum of 60,000 a day. Which again, for people to simply park their cars there. Now, if you add the option of washing cars, you bring your car for parking, but at night we can wash it for you, so that in the morning you find it clean. And then the person pays 10k or 7,000 extra. So they are giving you 3,000 plus 7,000, that's 10k. If you can convince everyone that parks there, of course this is customer service. These are things I teach in my workshops. And these are new approaches of business that I teach people, because it's marketing. So if you can somehow convince all the 20 people to actually give you 7,000 every night to keep their cars washed and clean, that means you're making 10,000 from each car. That means you're making 200,000 every night. Now, you may be there thinking that's impossible. Trust me, if you handle customers properly, they'll give you money. They'll give you money. Somehow, in their psychology, it will be that, oh, because I'm from Saint. So that's a parking lot business, and the parking lot business doesn't need a lot of money. Normally, if you have the land, let's just start with if you have the land, the only thing you're going to need is to actually, there's a lot of jam today, by the way, a lot of jam. The only thing you'll need is you get a forward, a yama inja, you know those stones, the crushed stones, and you pour them on the piece of land. Why are you pouring them on the piece of land? Is because when water goes on those stones, it actually goes underground. Clean. Especially for you if you plan to actually put car wash there as well, the washing option. So the place also looks neat. So forward you do the math, then you'll do a fence. Osobola fence ya sengenge, obe ya katimba, obe ya mabati, obe yebiti. You can improvise. You get, and okolebone gate, and that's all you need. That's all you need. And people will trust you with their cars, and then they come. And then if you can, you demarcate the parking spaces for people to park properly. Then the other thing you need is a guard. You get someone that knows how to drive. Teach them how to drive, because sometimes they may need to move cars around. Then the other thing you need is a system, a kind of system. You can get a book where you register cars and car owners, their numbers. You get so that if there is an emergency at night, you can actually call him. Why? Sometimes someone can park a car in your parking lot. If you don't have their contact details, then you can't call them. But if you have the contact details, all you do is call them n'omugamba waaye walisemu amataala mu mmotoka. Okitegeera. Sometimes it can be an emergency, like omuti gwagala kugwa and someone's car is parked there. But if you don't have their information, you cannot call them. So you need the kind of system to manage who parks at your car. But it's also a customer relationship management system. Why? You can give them goodies. Omuntu aparkinze nawe in parking lot for a year. Give them something for free. Okitegeera. Something. Yeah, you have parked with us for a year. We are giving you a week for free. You don't have to pay. And those things make customers happy. Or you have parked with us for a year. We are giving you a free full car wash. We are washing the interior and the exterior, keeping it clean. You get it? So, but if you don't have details for your customers, and in my training, I'm going to be training people how to develop customer relationship management systems that can actually work for a business. You see those things when Airtel send you an SMS on your birthday. They are using a customer relationship management system that is automated. And these things can be done, by the way. They are very simple to do. Katifababi soma tubimanyi bikola. So you can develop a system. You guys that are in probably Qatar, Dubai, I'm benefiting a lot from in this channel after I tried putting 15 million in business, which my primary objective was to build, and I thought that business can develop to construct me 2 rooms, but nothing. Yeah, sons, it happens. Secondly, we should just appreciate what we are. Life is what you make it to be. Don't mostly rely on the interest of people. Yes, exactly. True. After business zisala, after I'm coming there, get ready. I'll start from your Corolla. Martha, my neighborhood is safe. And guys, take care as you take your car for washing in washing bays. They told me it's where theft of cars starts. They photocopy your key. Yes, they do. They do. I'm going to respond to these messages after I've finished this. So you guys, there are guys in Qatar, Dubai, you have money. Like I've been approached by guys. I gotta kuja, for example, to do Uber in Kampala. And normally the first thing I tell you is that Uber is not really that profitable. It's not as profitable as it used to be. For me, in a way, it doesn't make sense for you to get 30 million. You put it in something that is going to be giving you 150,000 a week. Because Khalid here does Uber and other special hire business. And he told us Uber can give you can save 150,000 a week from Uber. That means that's 600,000 a month when you have invested 25 million, 30 million. For me, it doesn't really make sense. But that's my opinion, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. This is my opinion as a person. Okay? It doesn't make sense for you to invest 30 million in a business that's going to give you 600,000 a week, a month. And Uber will give you 600,000 on a good week, on a month that is good. There are months where you won't make that money. I drove Uber for some time, guys, so I know what I'm talking about. And I drove Uber in times when it was profitable. These days it's not as much. Kati, for the guys that have been asking for options of business, you love cars. A parking lot is one area you could actually invest. And the other time when I was doing a live, you remember I found a guy along the way when I was talking about insurance and your car as a business and all. And he told us you could actually start a bond with 25 million. Now, I'm here to confirm it. You could actually start a bond with 25 million. Not a high-class bond. Now, you guys just imagine the people that go to bonds to buy cars at 5 million. You think that old bond owner started that bond with how much money? Just remember, the car you buy in a bond at 5 million, and then they park it there. So the only thing that he does, he doesn't pay for parking because he rented this piece of land. So if you're in Dubai and you have your car money and you're really passionate about cars, because majority of the time, people that do Uber are passionate about cars. They are really passionate about cars. And they want to earn money doing what they love. So if you have your car money, you can actually invest in a parking space. I'll give you an example. I know someone that started a parking lot in Mperere. You know the Mperere Chitezi Road? I'll keep changing to my face when there is jam, when we are stuck. It doesn't make sense for you guys to be looking at a car that is doing nothing for you. So you know the Chitezi Mperere Road? Mperere Chitezi, that very bad road. Someone started a parking lot there, and they also have washing bay. and they were renting that place for 500,000. So all they had to do was grade the place, put a fence, n'ayiwawo n'amayinja, n'agula n'ettanka y'amazzi, and they pay for national water as well. And they were making their money. The only problem they did was they brought a chick that had attitude and put her there. Normally when you have a wife that has attitude, it's almost some business you a judge. So the chick would abuse clients, which take right? And clients, they can be easy. But let me tell you, the most dangerous client is a client that doesn't complain. That's why I may like it when someone actually comments when I'm doing a live now. I love it so much because the people that actually complain about you are the people that love you. The people that just go away, they are the most dangerous people. Because you get it? So the chick now would a parking lot like that. I think a parking lot you're in a prime location. There are places where parking lot will work for you. How? Nke moto kazifa every day. And because the moto kazifa every day, ogenda kusuze moto ke food dodge suze weeks bidi. And that car will be paying you 3,000. That car will be paying you 3,000 every day. And you don't know until when. You get? Now parking lots ezidi like a highway. That's where they are good. That you'll get even cars that have died. They parking away miaka. Now sometimes the motor we parking away miaka mzaja wajakuwabu we card because first of all the car is not moving, and then they have a lot of parking fees in debt. Obana kugamba, let's find a buyer for it. You get it? So you can start a parking lot. At the parking lots, you just come, you see where I am, this place. This is Chisasi Bukoto Road. You see this person that rented Oyatundida went. That's a place you could rent and put a parking lot, and you'd make money. You see, that's free land. For you to create a parking lot, you just have to find free space, talk to the owner, give them the money, develop the place properly, and start a parking lot. And there is a catch in this business. One, you could start a parking lot and upgrade the services. Kakati in terms of basomesa marketing, when we know kusasudida sente banangi. This is not business. This is marketing. Why I'm saying it's marketing is because marketing starts from product development, from even business. As you start up a business, you want a board of directors as a business is in marketing because marketing makes money. So you start as a parking lot, and along the way you diversify your products. You diversify your products and you include, for example, nokora booth kebafuira mulangi nobango omuntu balete moroka ye okugikora. You just bring someone that knows how to spray, naji spraying of no mugorozi. You get things like that. And with time, bobora banga in the area you are is prime, you just get a mechanic no mugamba jango kanikire wano. Then that as well becomes a business if you have enough space. That's if you have enough space. And then just know every car, I think average, a car that is fixed in a place pays 3,000. It pays 3,000 in a garage. That's why I find that mechanics batuba because they don't charge consultation. Ngatemo consultation mumwe yali badajirako sente za sasule chifo wakanikide. But well, they don't know how to do these things. So you see now there is another free space here. Let me just show you. You see that? That's free space. You could just come, talk to the owner, no Kolachi, and you start a business there. For the guys that abroad abatamanyi what to do, you have a lot of money. I know right now you're watching this channel because you're thinking there are guys that have that money. There is another free space here. There are so many free spaces in Kampala, and this business might actually do for you better than Echiduka. Of course, I'm not saying that space is being rented, but I'm just trying to show you that there's plenty of opportunities for you to actually come and utilize. Yeah. So the parking lot as a business, it doesn't really take a lot of money Parking lot is not the kind of business that will take 15 million. You don't need to invest 15 million. Osasula rent, no take a fence, and you make the place neat. No take a kapande day and night parking. That's all. Actually, never take a muka bond. You don't need to tell people there is a bond. Just say day and night parking. Put cars gwezozi. Tell brokers I have cars here for sale. Trust me, even brokers will start bringing their cars to sell from there. And just like that, you start making money. But that's a parking lot as a business. Which again, now, I cannot tell you how much you need to start a parking lot as a business. Why? Because the rent in various places varies depending on where you're putting that parking lot. And rent is the biggest investment. Actually, parking lot is a fence. You pay for the place, no mwana na alima no mwa mtwalo musanvu, na alima na aterezawo, and you take out upon the day and night parking. And people will start parking their cars there because badawo musirikali. Watch together. So it's as easy as that. You guys that are passionate about cars and you're thinking, what am I going to do? This could actually be something you do. This could be something you do, but so I'm thinking I've covered the aspects I wanted to cover in today's discussion. Let me just go through these comments. Katono. Let me go. Yeah. Attitude chick. Yes, EM. Yeah, attitude chicks have dropped. Have failed people's businesses. One of attitude. Me, I live in Matuga. It's not a secret. I actually do lives when I'm driving there, and that place is actually very, very safe. Even Kasangati was safe, but it was small for me. I have a growing family, so that's why I had to move it. So, and someone here, Edwin, is saying, guys, take care as you take your cars for washing in washing bays. They told me to, yes, washing bays, and you know, making a copy out of your key is not hard. It takes like 5 minutes. And majority of washing bays, you can find those washing bays in places where the key cutters are in the neighborhood. So you leave the washing bay guy with your key, and just like that, they have a copy of your key. They can come for your car. So all they have to do is get a border, follow you to where you live. That's why if you can avoid washing bays, avoid them. Where there is a Moroka, it doesn't kill you to wash your own car. You can buy that car washing machine, and then you can have your car clean every day. I wash my car every day. When I get home, the first thing I do is wash the car, then I go and do my other business. If I have work I carry the piece of work from office that I have to finish, then I also get the time to actually finish it. So washing bays are actually not safe as well. They don't only make copies of your keys, they also steal fuel. They siphon fuel from your car. Boba Mani, they know where to unlock to get the fuel flowing. Nebagasa muchidomola. Nebagasa muchidomola. Baba. Obutono buli obutono bwa round. Over round, the round ones. The round ones for 3K. Yeah. So these guys actually steal fuel from your cars. But what do you want to tank once you sumura ne bajja. Nene wate basumurudde mu tanka. Omulekere ekisumuzo, they can open the tank wano n'ateeka mu olupiira n'agasikayo with the mouth. And then n'ateeka mu kadomola. It has happened to me before. It has happened to me before, and oteke moroka yo ku washing bay, it's ngeina quarter tank of fuel. Ogenda okujja okugitwala ng'eyaka akataala. And then you think about petrol station yankubye empewo. Nenga petrol station yakubye empewo. It's just that you took your car to the wrong washing bay, never kubaka amafuta. and they do that every day. Olaba abantu abavuga emmoroka empya, abavuga emmoroka ez'ebbeeyi bakuwa, abavuga emmoroka eza rais tebakuwa kuyingira kukuba. So you guys, washing bays are also not safe. Not only that, even at washing bays emmoroka bazibba, okitwala okujooza n'osanga teriyo, wagiwadde ojjooza yennyini yagitutte. You get. Oh guys, I never talk about this kamukaraba kakamoroka akajja aka white bakaita ka Suzuki Jimny. My God, that car is reliable. That car is reliable. You remember that car was abantu the Nakasero blood bank, eh? They used to have those cars. Eh? Those cars are too reliable. One reason they are too reliable is most of the time they come when they are 0 mileage. So most of the organizations bought them brand new. I also know someone that bought it brand new like 10 years ago. You get it? Those cars are also very reliable, the Suzuki Jimny. Yeah, so you guys, be careful about the washing bays where you take your cars. They don't only even siphon fuel out of your car, but bakebaita akasanyi. Akantu bakaita kasanyi kabera ku exhaust pipe, ku exhaust ya moroka. And that kasanyi there regulates the sound of the car. Normally people have lied to you that akakantu catalytic, they call it a catalytic converter in English, akasanyi, that it helps your car consume better fuel. No, it doesn't. The only thing that kasanyi helps is your car is actually more silent. That's why you find that new cars are actually almost silent. But it's not because because it's new, because this car still has its catalytic converter. It converts sound car. But also what it does, it protects the environment. How? The fumes that come out of the engine normally are dirty, so it cleans the fumes. That's why you find that new cars don't have any kind of smoke. But those guys still the catalytic converters, and they are very expensive to replace. You can even find that you buy it even 600,000 just to replace it. But of course, don't be lied to. You don't need the catalytic converter. Catalytic converter absence doesn't lead to the car consuming fuel. No, it doesn't. I've driven plenty of cars that didn't. My car doesn't have a catalytic converter, and I'm very satisfied with the consumption. So webaka banga mugwe kyesonyi webwesonyi vuga motoka yo omanye nti wakola loss. But even not just the washing bay guys, even your mechanic can steal the catalytic converter because he knows you want. So normally when they steal that thing, abateka steal wire. They find things to put there. So your car will continue being silent. Nainga catalytic converter bakabi. Ochitegera. So guys, anyway, and the other thing they do is this: no one goes to study how to wash cars. So if you're the kind of person, for example, I know people that live with their parents. Why don't you tell your brothers and sisters to wash your car? Just washing a car is like a privilege for them. They love it. If you have neighbors' kids that could make money washing the car, give them the money and they wash. Your car will be safer than when you take it to a washing bay. I'm not saying washing bays are bad. I pass via washing bays, and actually a washing bay is one of those profitable businesses you can do. You can you see how you hire a piece of land for parking. You can just hire a piece of land, no later have an abose motoka. You don't invest anything. You just get a tank, no guraka machine, a jet car wash. Actually, the guys that would now start considering the washing bay, you can start also considering that now. You buy a tank, you buy that jet machine, and then you pay for national water. And then every car said, if they wash a car for 10k, they give you 5k per car. And all you do is just have to make sure that the water supply is steady. There is fuel in the machine, because and all you get it. So there are so many businesses you can do out of your passion for cars. No korachi. And you still make money. Instead of actually thinking of, and all these businesses doesn't take $1 million. For example, for the washing bay, you hire land. Yeah. After the washing bay, you don't even need a fence. You hire land. You buy. You buy those tanks. You can even buy one. Ochitegera, but if you, because ekitanka kya rice kya mitwalo nga 25, you can buy 2, that's 500,000, pay for national water. Kamashini kali akoze motoka, the jet car wash is about, you can buy it at 1.5 new aka diesel no tekawo ne water iwa mayinja washing bay. By the way, you have that jet wash machine, no tekawa kapane car washing or executive car wash. You can brand it in ways that will make it look like it's better than the others, and then often you have another babiri ne batandika okoza motoka. That's another business. You can incorporate parking, washing bay, ochitegera no tekawo ne bafuida lanji ye motoka bobo yagadi no tekawo ne kagaraja akatono tono. But you don't really have to do this. I'm not a business advisor, I'm not a financial advisor, but these are things that I've seen that can be done, and I find that because we are passionate about cars, these are things we could do. If you can't do it alone, you can partner with someone that can actually do it. Nemuchikola as a business. The only problem with businesses in Africa is that most of the times we are not serious in abantu. Nti you can want to partner with someone who call a business. Nenga ate ye tali serious oba nga yengo omuntu oba mubbi. Ochitegera. My friend used to hire a piece of land close to Papa's spot in Mashinde and put up a washing bay day and night. He pays 4 million a month for the place, but makes money. Ochidaba. So someone actually knows someone that makes money out of it. I think that's 4 million a month. Ochitegera. So you just have to at a Papa's spot, I think even people park there at night. And never sasule chiro never parking away misana na aboleza awe moroka. Ochitegera. So don't take out restaurant. This is an option for you guys to explore. Nadara abali eweru ngononya ogendo take a sente zo instead of buying a car for Uber. Now, sivo medida Uber, but in my experience, and like I said, I share experiences here. Uber genda ku frustrating. You'll buy a fielder ojigule million 25 o George parking olunaku lulamba nga tufune yo trip name ofune trip nga ya kasanvu. Imagine a car of 25 million ofune trip ya kasanvu ngosiga zake 12. You get what I'm saying? In a way, it doesn't make sense. Yes, JK, and I think that's why he's paying. He pays 4 million a month. You get, but there are less busy places where you pay 500, where you pay 300. And they are not so busy. If you're a person that has come from abroad, if you have 20 million, you're not going to use all the money at once. Your business here, it's a pleasure, my brother. It's a pleasure. So your business here nyine sobola okwezimba yonga yo okitegeera, and there are so many other things you can actually do from there okitegeera. Aba boda, I think aba boda basasula ba 12 nabo to park. So it's not only cars that you're targeting when you create a parking space. Let me show you this parking space here. This parking space is in Kamwocha, you see, just next to Kobin, and people park there because okusinga okuparking emotoka ku street where it will not be safe webanajibirako amataala. Someone comes and they park their car here nasasula 15 during the can just imagine this person ayinamu emotoka emu 2 3 4 5 6 7. See, a person has 7 cars naye abasasula 12,000 emisana lwokka okitegeera ogwo ogumenya gugudde, and he's not doing anything with the cars. He's not maintaining them, he's not washing them. Those cars are there ate kusawa 11 12 zigenda kuvaawo zigende okitegeera bwaba ina abekira ate nabo bateekemu okitegeera. But of course that car place is small, so you'll find nti bwaba apangisawo akasasula emitwalo nga 2 okitegeera. So but that's just something for you guys to consider. Let's go back to these comments. So just to say, someone actually requested for this topic. This gentleman here, Car Focus. I don't know what. Okay, he requested for it. Yeah, I think I don't have any question. You guys have questions because my time is done. Yes, I know there is jam and all. Yeah, so so you guys understand that the parking lot can be both 2 places. Just to go through what we have talked about. We have talked about how, oh, that's a nice building. You see that building ahead, the one that has an orange thingy? It's very nice designs. And for the guys that have not yet built, when you're telling the architect to design your house for you, you see those wood designs there, the sort of like zebra things. Ako kabati. The architect are designing a very modern in Nakuzuna Kakabati Baka. Babu Kora, you go Babu Kusalida. They make houses look very nice. They make houses look very nice. So my advice is that, okay, we'll focus. I don't want to see it that way, Barros. I don't want to see it that way. My advice is that if you have an idea, do it yourself and just hire people. Making a business with a friend, family, or relative is just a headache. Yeah, I've realized. No, actually, Isaiah, not just doing business with them, even employing them. Yeah, I've found that it's a headache. They want to take advantage of you. And the other thing I've realized with family and friends, just you giving them a job, they start thinking you're richer than them. So they start wanting to steal even the little you have. So relative but friends, it depends on which kind of friend you have. Normally I find that doing business with strangers that are focused is much better. But I've seen families that have done businesses together, never succeeding. I'll tell you a story. In there's a place called Namayu, along Hoima Road. There are two brothers. They inherited land. They decided to sell it, and when they sold it, one of the brothers kept all the money. He kept all the money and bought a truck, a Ford. Okay, he got a Ford, and he built a hardware. Then he bought another truck. Then he gave this old truck to his brother. Of course, they were working together in the hardware. And just like that, they have built businesses together. I think one of the things that happen in Africa is that our parents, instead of training us to work together, most African people believe that having a lot of kids will actually bring wealth. I find that thinking very idiotic, but that's not my place to judge. Right? So if you find a family where people work together, I also know a friend of mine in the family, and because they work together, in just 2 years, they have all bought land, they have all built, they have all bought new cars. I'm not saying that that's the hallmark of success, but I'm just saying that the fact that they have been able to achieve that as a family, it means that if people can work together, if people can work together, it helps. It doesn't make sense for you to be you're the only successful person in the family. But of course, that's from family to family. It might not happen. Also, if you have a friend, but I find that to be very hard, especially in Africa. Mini Cooper Jiveko Mugerwa. Leave the Mini Cooper alone. Mini Cooper, from what I've heard, is that the cooling system never gets better. Cooling system so Mini Cooper Jason you way. Atebo jisanga ya raisi jivile koda lijja kwavuwaza. Yeah. My advice is that okay, they may not let me read Isaiah's comment here now. My advice is that if you have an idea, do it yourself and just hire people. Making a business with a friend, family, or relative is just a headache. They may not be as passionate to eat like you and will end up carrying dead weight. Yeah, true. And yet they expect a lot. Yeah, so Adolf, thank you for the comment. That's true. JK, businesses are hard, my brother. A friend of mine was working for a money lending firm, and he told me we could make money if we did our own thing. I gave him 12 million for starters. I will Nakoma. Hey, you made a mistake. JK, you made a mistake. You made a mistake. Normally, I think this applies to Uganda. I think we should be learning this. In Uganda, tokwatanga sente nozuwa omuntu akutegeerere. your friendship will even die. I have a friend of mine who is in Mubende. You know the gold mines? He called me one time and he said, Arthur, you get me 3 million. I want to invest it. You'll be making 300,000. No, 30,000 a day. It was very lucrative, but he's my friend. And we have been very good friends for a long time. Of course, distance is a factor. But we are very good friends. If he had a problem, I would definitely help. If I had a problem, he would definitely help. But I figured that, okay, why am I giving this person 3 million expecting 30,000 a day? Won't this be spoiling our relationship, our good relationship for a very long time? So I decided not to give him the money. I didn't tell him, but me, I was saving our friendship. You get? So JK, I think you made a very big mistake. Getting 12 million was muntu. Chances are very high that this money lending business was successful not because of him. It was successful because of the owners. The owners knew how to play the game. You will see that, you see this channel, many people have YouTube channels and they are not as good as this channel. Many people have YouTube channels, they have very good cameras, they have very good sound equipment, they have lighting equipment, they have an editing team, and the YouTube channels are not working out. Why? Because some businesses are personal. The business owner knows how to handle it. The business owner mani waita. And also one thing you guys need to know is that businesses don't really mixer. That's why normally when someone calls me Nangamba, Arthur, I want to buy a car for Uber, I ask them, what were you doing before? Because me, I've done businesses. I had a band before, a full band, live band. I had a sound system. You hire us, we go to your function, sound here, and it did not work out. This is something I learned later on in life, that I know me, I'm a performing artist and I concentrated on theater and film because omukisa gwange jiguliyeyo. I realized omukisa gwange guliyawo ne mu marketing because I've also made very good money from marketing. I've also helped people make good money from marketing. So I realized that anything I do will have to take those two angles. Either performing at a music. I have some music by the way, na recording ako baraga. Nenku baraga. You get it? So you just realize that omukisa goguli rudda wa nzo omukisa gwange goguli kati manyiwo. So me creating this YouTube channel, this is a marketing avenue for me. This is a marketing avenue. So this is a marketing business. I've not bought anything. I'm using my Samsung phone. And I'm using the time I have. So realize this thing did not really need capital apart from data, which people buy every day. Everyone in Kampala buys data. The difference is that me, I use data to help people who help me, because there are people that send me money. So I get money from people for data. There are people that say, I want you to help me buy a car, but don't tell people that I bought a car, or but don't mention it anywhere. I sell tracking devices. I advise people with marketing. So this channel in a way for me is marketing. So manyomukisa guguri JK kati JK amazena atugamba that by the way, this I find that this channel is very helpful. People share their experiences. JK says, I also tried jinga farming because of Kunsomera deal. I lost 30 million in that too. Nesonywa friends and businesses in Uganda by proxy. Exactly, JK. Don't do businesses that bifiriza nyo. And sometimes these friends are inza nokubata kwagaliza to get the success that you think you can get through that. Nagamba, now I concentrated on buying land and just letting it be. Exactly. If you're abroad and you're not going to be in Uganda anytime soon, yes, buying land could be your thing. No gule chapa cho no transferring and chiba manyago no chitwada mu banka no chitereka gwe no linde takalo nerikula. If you can build apartments, you build apartments. No zireka gwe no de weru no kola emirimu jo. Even if you're in Uganda and you have your money, land is appreciating every day, houses appreciate every day, apartments appreciate every day. Arthur, did you put your music anywhere on the internet? Yes. I'm going to share a link. Yeah, I'm actually building a website where I'll be sharing most of the work I've done. Yeah, I've done quite some things, but I realized sometimes you realize omukisa gwe guli omukisa gwange guli mu marketing, because even when I went to school nasomera e Makerere and I did a bachelor's of arts in drama and film, but my bias was always in marketing. How do we get this product out to the market? That's why after that I actually went ahead and did postgraduate training in marketing, and I find that that's where my passion always lied. Because even when I started the band, it was always to, okay, how can I help these guys nange to get out to the market and actually make money. So that's where my focus was. But wezula, I think with time wezula ebintu bitandika to work out. So nezula nemmanya nti omukisa gwange guli wano, and that's where I'm concentrating my passions at, and I'm doing very well for myself. I can't complain. So wezula JK yezula nagamba emikwano we will be fighting all the time. Bamufiriza that's over 42 million. Atakugambye 30 million. Takugambye se yayongera ku Samu ne wali wakugambye 12 million with the money lending business. He has not said how much more he actually invested in that money lending business, because I'm sure there is quite some more money that obutono tonobo wasanga mu transport ogendo lambula business and all that. You get? So, but I think the approach should be, don't do business by proxy. It can be disheartening. I've also seen guys that are abroad that trust people with money to build houses for them, and normally that's building by proxy. It's a very bad thing. Kiyinza kikufiriza sente n'emikwano, olumu ne family, olumu bakulogedde namu, olumu bakuttidde namu. You get? You can imagine sending your money to a brother of yours n'azirya buli ekifo ky'okuzimbira ennyumba. Okitegeera? You will lose a relationship and you will lose money. I'm glad, Joe, that you've learned some marketing tips. Naye kakati lwaki tojja n'ompa sente ne nkusomesa mu kirasi? Lwaki tojja ne nkusomesa mu kirasi n'ogenda ne package yonna? Arthur, why are black cars cheaper than silver and white? Okay, this is a science that I learned some years ago. We live in a hot country, and a white car, this is science, a white car doesn't twabitanga tutya oluzungu lutawaanya. Emotoka ya white ne silver tezisika bugumu. They reflect. You get? Silver and white cars, they reflect light and heat. So ebugumu lyonna bwe lijja ne likuba ku motoka teriyingira. But a black car or let's say a dark car, when heat comes onto the body, it is sucked in. The dark cars don't reflect. That's why they are cheaper on the market. People really like them. Also, yes, yes, thank you very much, JK. Absorb, that's the word I was looking for. White and silver cars don't absorb heat as much as the dark cars, and yet we live in a hot country. Also, white and silver paint is very cheap when you're repairing a car, when you're going to repaint. So that's why black cars are also the dirtiness. Emotoka ya black edugala mango okusinga ya white over silver. It's a fact. Not even just white, dark cars get dirty faster than silver and white cars. So you'll find that someone that is driving a silver car or a white car, that's why taxis are white. Omusajja wa taxi asobola ovuga emotoka ye nakunya nga tajozezza n'otamanya na kumanya. But the dark taxis, they get dirty quickly. You get? So those are the 2 or 3 reasons why black cars are cheaper on the market. That's why normally when you find people saying, the brokers, emotoka ya black, ya red, you get. I built a, yes, Ogomuki sites, it happens. It happens, but doing things by proxy sometimes is a very, very risky thing. It's a very risky thing. So people need to actually be very careful. Then you have a true friend. But you have had 2 friends that actually help you lose money. So you have this one friend that helped you collect money. Save money by building your mom's house. So I think I'm almost done here. Arthur, yes, my music is on the internet. It's actually good music. I had a song that was played on Radio Simba for a month in Simba one day at the Chikumi. But I think along the way that the music director Mandev realized this guy is not going to bring money. And I think it also got played on Super FM. I didn't give them any money. I just went and dropped my CDs, and they were good songs. But the reason I left music actually was my music was controlled by so many people. I could not write songs, so I needed a songwriter. I don't produce, so I needed a producer. I needed a video guy to do videos. I also needed a promoter to. So I had nothing under my control apart from my voice, which was also not so sweet. And when you don't have a marvelous voice to sing, you need all these people. You get, or else you're going to want to join Illuminati to get success. So I just decided to let those things go and do other things where I can actually have where Jenino Mokisa Bwangi. You get Kato Mokisa Bwangi will go in Manio. So you guys, we have talked about the washing bay. No, the car parking. We have talked about it, the approach where you are the user, customer. We have also talked about the approach where you are the owner of the business, and a bunch of other things that we have talked about from experience. Some people have commented. For example, someone told us washing bay muze egendereze nabo bano ne motoka. Yeah. Someone also told us that if you're going to do a business, yeah, JK shared that he has a friend that has a parking lot where he pays 4 million in rent for the land. Nenga still a chakola center because the place is actually very busy. Then he also said don't do businesses with family, friends, and all that. Don't do business with by a proxy. It's not a very good thing. Yeah. So we have had so many experiences, but guys, just know these experiences are not written. These things are not written in concrete. Ebintu bichuka omuntu ayinza okulema okufuna omukisa somewhere ate gwe n'ogenda n'ogufuna okitegeera. Oyinza okusanga JK tried doing business with friends and it did not work out, but there are people that have done businesses with friends and family and they are not even there and they are making money. Okitegeera. You'll find that someone else did not get a good chance with building houses through friends and family, but there are many others that actually got chance and got success while doing that. You get, so it's these things that we share are not written in stone. You can get a much better experience. Just do what you gotta do to survive. I hope that makes sense. Don't do what someone else tells you to do before you research it. Chikole, because you want to try. We all risk. I've gotten out of my house today morning and I drove. Ngasimanyo oba natuuka nga tebantomedde. Ngasimanyo oba natuuka nga sifunye kabenje. Ngasimanyo oba natuuka nga sikulubudde moroka ya muntu. But I'm here. Sometimes ebintu ebisinga, it will be risk. You do your own risk analysis and you follow that. To following muntu mulala kyakugamba. I'm trying to park. That's why I'm like this. I have to time to make sure omuntu ampakinze emabega mulekerayo space. Okay, so you guys, I'm at work now. Let me just go through the comments to make sure it's not easy to join and penetrate music industry. Many things behind. Yeah, many things. Yeah, that's why that's one of the reasons I gave up. So let me just make sure that we have almost gone through everything. Some parking yards are annoying. Their receipts still say parking at owner's risk everywhere. They were taking a risk. I believe it's those guys who take people's lights, mirrors. Yes, exactly. They even replaced the alloy rims with steel rims. The extreme. But I've had a situation where someone's tires were taken, all 4 tires. I've had those stories. So you guys, thank you very much for being here. It means a lot. And thank you guys for sharing your experiences. JK, thank you for sharing your experience. Isaiah, thank you for sharing your experience. Yeah. So, thank you very much for sharing your experience. I'm glad that this channel is actually being helpful to all of us. I also learn a lot of things, by the way. I learn a lot of things from you guys. Yeah, thank you very much. So, Inan, Stuart, Kenneth, Edrin, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, Ibrahim, Samuel Grace, Steve Barros, Martha, Isaiah, RK Media, Joe, Brian, Sans, EM Africa, JK, and Kafocus, of course, for the topic. Adolf, Sarah, yeah, and Julius, and Kish Fero. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. It means a lot. Kampisewa Karango Kangi, guys. I'm going to be running a marketing workshop starting on the 28th of November. It will go up to 3rd of December. It's going to be covering, basically, I have two plans. I have the complete marketing. I wake up when you're leaving. I normally start at 7:20, between 7:20 to 7:30. That's when I start the broadcast. Yeah. So I'm going to be running a marketing workshop between 28th and 3rd, 28th November, 3rd December. I'm going to be running a marketing workshop. And the target market is actually small business owners, self-employed individuals, and young marketers that want to do things that move. Yeah, so I'm going to be covering things like digital marketing, general marketing principles, marketing strategy, marketing planning, budgeting, how to incorporate marketing in your organization, customer relationship management, customer retention. You get, I'll be covering those aspects, sustainable growth, to create sustainable marketing strategies. Ekintu ekiri sustainable is something that, or as I'll give you an example. You see how the channel has grown slowly by steadily. It has let's say 10,000 subscribers. Bajja bakula steadily. Every 28 days I get about 175 subscribers. Every 28 days. Sustainability. Even your business can actually start creating a sustainable marketing system where you continuously grow your customer numbers, continuously grow your sales, nga tezidda mabega zikula bukuzi steadily, tezikula mulundi gumu kapaaluuko. Okitegeera. I know that some people think a marketing person is that person that will come nakolera strategy n'obubuuka ekibuga kyonna ne kikumanya for 6 months. After 6 months ne bakuwerabira. I'm sure you've heard of businesses where that happened like that. Mujjukira this guy yali, he used to be on Bukede ng'alanga ddagala ly'amaanyi g'ekisajja. Everyone knew him for like a year, and then whoop, he went away. He even tried to make a comeback by yaleta amawulire g'omuwala ng'agamba yamuzaala mutalabirira baana. He tried to bring that news so that he stays on top, but it all refused to work. Okitegeera. So it's important that we understand that sustainable marketing practices are very important, and that's what I'm going to be teaching in the marketing workshop. I'm going to have some guests as well. I have some very good Karasa Kokoliroko, yes. I have some very good marketers that I'll invite to come and help us as well. Nabo babawe experiences are very prominent ones, by the way. And I'm going to be doing that. Also, choosing of the 3 plans. I have a complete marketing for small businesses plan, covering almost everything in marketing. It's going to be 6 days, by the way, of very good 2 hours a day. Plan timetable. If you go to the posts of my channel, I post the timetable for you to know what I'm going to be covering. So, but if you don't want to do complete marketing, you can choose to cover only what we call customer service for small business. Only customer service, or only customer care, customer relationship management, or only handling difficult customers, or only service recovery, customer you get, and such things. And then, Bobato Yaga Day, you can actually decide to do digital marketing for small businesses, social media channels, mobile marketing, website design, how do you use ads. Fetukola sustainable. Say into begin in a month. I'm going to teach you something that you can manage over years nekisigala nga kikula. So if you have a brother, a friend, a sister, an uncle, an auntie nga ina business e Kampala nga you think these skills would work for them, you can recommend them ajasome. Ennaku ez'ettaano si za bbeeyi, emitwalo 16 ng'osoma complete marketing, emitwalo 10 okusoma digital marketing, emitwalo 10 okusoma customer service. Very very affordable. Saagala abantu bangi because that's not sustainable. Ate bwe banajja abangi ba complaining tuli overloaded. Tuli wano ku Bat Valley. My office is at Bat Valley. Era we tugenda okubeera ekizimbe kati kya papo tubadde tukisiiga right then. When you enter Bat Valley, the parking ogirengera gate yiri. When you enter, I'm in the second floor, third block. That's where you'll find me. You can enroll for the course. If you have a brother, mugambe irajje, number yange mujimanyi 752991 Yeah, mubenga mumpagidde mu recommending bannange ka post nakataddeyo. You share it with your brothers. Wobo ina WhatsApp bamenyamba ka post yako funa screenshot ya kantu ako, share it ne number yange ogitekeko banoonyeko. Share it on your status ya WhatsApp, share it on your status ya Facebook. You can share it on your Facebook posts so that nfuna akasente ako kuba nange nkeetaaga. Yeah. I didn't know that. I never wanted that car. Yeah, color black. But there are cars that look nice in black. The Subarus look nice in black. Harriers look nice in black. The Fielders, they look nice in black. Yeah, black. I generally like black color. Black. Yeah. So you guys, I have to go. But thank you very much for being here. I've thanked all of you already. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. We have a topic. You can go in the events that have been scheduled. What are we talking about tomorrow? I scheduled it, but but tomorrow I've already scheduled the live for tomorrow, the live broadcast for tomorrow. So don't forget to come and watch. You can also share that posting with a friend of yours. Yeah. So ciao, have a very nice day. Mukama afutele mu bwangu fena. Ciao.